Granite List Live, we're back. Eric Silverman, you already know that. Come on, what are we talking about today? We are in Austin at the Benefits Pro Broker Expo 2022. Can you believe that? 22. And I'm super fired up. My good friend Aaron Oaks. Come here, Aaron. This, if you don't already know, this is Aaron Oaks, CEO of United Pet Care out of the greater Phoenix, Arizona area. This is your first Benefit Pro Broker Expo, correct?
That's right.
Awesome.
Yeah.
But you've been to conferences before. You know the lowdown in general.
One or two, yeah.
Right. So you were here all day yesterday. You've been here all day today. What do you like so far? What are you experiencing here at Benefits Pro? What's going on?
I tell you, engagement has been great from what I've seen. I mean, obviously in this kind of brave new world, getting people here and getting people activated has always been a challenge. But it seems like people are here. I've appreciated the opportunities from a vendor perspective, the happy hour, getting everybody out onto the floor, getting a couple of drinks, and then the breakout sessions have been super helpful as well. I think they have read the market in terms of moving towards faster talks with multiple people on stage as opposed to somebody droning on for 45-50 minutes at a time.
So we were talking about that yesterday. Yesterday you were in the session that I was in. I was in a bunch of sessions, but we were in Ben Connor's session, Habits of Highly Performing Advisors, and it was pretty cool. It was quick 10-12 minute talks, kind of like mini TED Talks in the benefits world.
That's right.
As opposed to having somebody drone on for 45 minutes. And you just mentioned that. So I agree with you. That's super, super important. I don't know about anybody listening, but having somebody talk for, here, in this case, 3-4 minutes is one thing, but 45 minutes with the same person is really tough, right?
Yeah. My wife can barely listen to me for 5, so I figure if you apply that out, get a little bit of grace period from a stranger, those time slots seem much more aligned with everybody's attention span.
So real quick before we wrap up, I want to talk about you and your company. So United Pet Care is a national pet coverage, pet benefits, and you're growing like a weed. You're getting bigger every day, which is fantastic. But before you talk about United Pet Care, let's talk about the industry. I personally, as a benefit broker's broker, I'm experiencing insane interest, in a good way, in just general pet coverage, right? I think you were in the room earlier today. They announced the Benefits Pro Broker of the Year. Congrats to Josh Butler, good friend. He was on the Rockstars Rockin' podcast. Shameless plug, check it out. One of the guys on stage who was up for the award, Braden Monaco, he literally, one of the questions he said, one of the fastest growing things he gets asked about every day from his clients, and he's a full service benefit broker in Massachusetts, is pet coverage, pet insurance. What's going on? Like, you're onto something, man.
Yeah, so a couple of stats, and sometimes it's better to be lucky than good. I was always interested in pet, but pet benefits was relatively new to me, and 23 million pets entered into American homes from March of 2020 on. That, coupled with the work from home trends, obviously necessitated by the pandemic. A lot of folks adopted these little guys, spent 18 months just staring them in the eyes and forming deep emotional connections. And the realization that's come about over the course of the last year is not only are they adorable and a big contributor to mental health and happiness, they're also really expensive. So a lot of folks now are asking their employer, well, what are you doing for me as a whole employee? And my fur babies are kind of included in that equation. The stat that I like to quote is now actually a higher percentage of the American workforce require pet care than require vision care. So from a voluntary benefit benchmarking perspective, even if an employer isn't subsidizing that cost, to not be offered vision care, if you started at a new job and they didn't even make it available to you, you would kind of wonder what type of employer you had just signed on for. And I really firmly believe in the next 18 to 24 months, that same standard will be applied to pet protection.
I totally agree. I see it in my day-to-day business. We've talked about it all the time. We've been selling more and more pet care. We keep getting interest. And you know what? For a lot of employers don't even know about it, but as soon as I mention it, now they're interested. So it's just easy to sell. It's easy to maneuver. Brokers out there, advisors, consultants, if you're not already in the space, reach out to me or Aaron directly. We'll hook you up and talk to you about it. I don't think I'm an expert at it, but I've done it over the last couple of years and I'm getting really good and I understand the market. So real quick, 30 seconds about United Pet Care. Why United Pet Care as opposed to any other pet coverage that's out there now?
Sure. So we take the traditional insurance model and kind of flip it on its ear a little bit. We are not a traditional insurance provider. We don't bear risk. And subsequently, we actually have no restrictions that are associated with traditional insurance. No breed-specific conditions, no pre-existing conditions, no varying rates for age. What we are is an HMO for pets. And so we have a network of about 1,000 veterinary practices nationwide, concentrated in most metropolitan areas. And what we do is we sell a membership program which gives our members, your employees or your clients' employees, proprietary access to that network of vets. And that's a pre-negotiated savings that we go forward and negotiate with those providers. For them, we're really a customer attraction and retention strategy, so they don't care what the pet's health conditions are, how old the pet is. It's that same flat rate and guaranteed savings every visit to the vet every time.
Can you ever, is it set up where you would drop a member, or it doesn't matter, it keeps going?
You mean if they leave their employer?
No, I mean if they use the coverage too much.
Oh, actually, the more they use the coverage, the better it is for us, and the better it is for the constituent vet. So we have no utilization to manage. There's no risk profiling. We're happy when people utilize our membership because it means they're getting the value from it.
By the way, I knew the answer, just for what it's worth. I just wanted you to know it, right? Usually. All right. Hey, Aaron, I appreciate it, brother.
Yeah.
Nice
Eric,
to meet you.
Thanks for having me on,
Connect
man.
with United Pet Care. Go follow and connect with Aaron Oakes on LinkedIn, CEO, United Pet Care. Thanks, everybody. Stay tuned for the next episode.